It's time for the Relationship Hotspot with Je Vaughn and Nikisa, the show where you get advice about dating from two people that have dated. We want to hear from you. Call or text the show at 404-981-6060. You'll be connected to the Relationship Hotspot in 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of the Relationship Hotspot podcast. I'm Nikisa.
Hey everybody, I'm Je Vaughn. Welcome to our first time visitors. The ushers will take you to your seat and enjoy the ride, I guess.
All right, before we get started, let's make sure you know how to stay connected with the show. Call or text your thoughts or questions to 404-981-6060. We want to hear what you think. That number again, 404-981-6060. You can also leave your thoughts or questions on our social media. I can be found on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at StrongLadyN. That's StrongLadyn. Strong Lady N.
And I can be found on Facebook under Je Vaughn. That's JE space VAUGHN. And I'm on Instagram under GC Vessel. That's GCVESSEL. One day, I'm going to get all of mine lined up with just one handle like this Strong Lady N over here. But until then, you're going to have to type in like a whole lot of letters to find me. But I appreciate you.
Cool. So let's get started, Je Vaughn. And what better way to get started than with the personality test I sent you last week? Did you get a chance to take that test?
I did get a chance to take that test, and I didn't need a test to tell me just how great I am. But it did confirm some things. So this personality test, it was, what type of test was it?
It was Myers-Briggs personality test.
Myers-Briggs. And according to Meyer and his Briggs, I am a campaigner, which is ENFP-T. I have no idea what any of those letters mean, and I guess I could have read up on it, but I didn't. So, now I sent you my results. What does this say about me, and how would you have used this in trying to determine if I was worthy? You would have said, you know what, he's a campaigner. I like campaigners. Or, you know what, I can't deal with campaigners.
Well, for me, so let's get started as far as how I even came about this personality test.
Okay.
So a guy that I am friends with asked me to take it. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, let me take it because I like to take tests and stuff like that and learn more about myself. But I took it, and then when I took the test, a lot of the details about my personality were true on the actual website about my personality type, which is ENFJ. So I technically didn't look at what the letters specifically meant, but I did go into the details. I looked at what it meant as far as my weaknesses and my strengths, as far as my personality, how I am in certain different situations. Who else has that same personality type? And it was actually Oprah Winfrey and Martin Luther King Jr.
Interesting. So let me get this straight. Not even getting this straight. I was trying to figure out, if you look at my personality results and you know how you are, and based off of how my results come through, does that determine whether we continue or not?
Well, I wouldn't say that a person should look at a personality test and be like, you know what, I have you all figured out because I looked at your personality type and this is what your personality type says about you. And before I finish this sentence, let me just restate that previous statement that I said, because both of them are leaders, and I do believe that it is true about Martin Luther King, but I meant to say Barack Jr. And when I looked up ENFJ on the internet, Martin Luther King Jr., because he's a leader, did come up, and that's part of my personality type, being a leader. But back to the strengths and weaknesses of having the point of somebody else doing it, it helps you to get a better understanding of who they are without it taking the time to do it the natural way. So you know how if you go on a date with somebody or you talk to them on the phone, you're having conversations, so you learn more about them from that conversation.
Right.
However, the personality test allows you to see different strengths, different weaknesses, different areas that may not have been talked about, and it allows you to get a better scope of who that person is. Now, as far as the weaknesses, you can look at a person and be like, okay, let me look at this and see how they are, because just because a person has a weakness, because we all have them, doesn't necessarily mean that they're not dateable or you can't date them. They could be strong. They could be strong in that particular area. They could have strength or have grown or have learned, have wisdom, and so they don't necessarily operate in the way that the personality test tells you. But I think it just gives you a better insight of a person's personality.
But you would not date somebody based off of the results.
Correct.
Okay. Is there any trait, though, that could have come through to where you would have at least paused and said, ooh, I don't know about this?
Well, if a personality type is personality where a person likes to be alone a lot and only likes to spend time with people, every now and then, for example, I'm just making this up.
Sure.
Then I may not want to necessarily pursue something like that. Like, I would probably ask questions about it, like, hey, I notice your personality type says you don't like to be around people, you like to be alone a lot. And is that true? And then once they answer, I'll probably be like, I don't think I'm the one for you, because I like to be where my man is. And I don't mean that, I'm not, it's not, 1940. So I don't mean like, just under my man, because, I'm a alpha female and, naturally. So I don't mean like that, but, I am an affectionate, intimate type of woman. So I would need to be around my man. And if he's the type of person that likes to be alone, that may not work.
I got you. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out this personality test, and if people should actually be sending people personality tests or not, because I think that there is something natural about getting to know somebody and learning who they are once they get done trying to show you who they think they are and who they think that they want you to see. And I don't know if this personality test necessarily takes or adds anything to that true harmony initially of, hey, boo, who are you? And then, hey, boo, who are you? But I think it does say something about trying to, microwave the initial getting to know you portion of a relationship.
Interesting.
I know, right? I just made that up as I was saying it.
I think it's. I think that it gives insight. I don't think it says like now that I've seen your personality type and I've read all those different pages, because I think it's like 7 pages. That I know about you. And so did you read the actual paragraphs of what it said your personality was, or even go through the strengths and the weaknesses?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So see, that's why you didn't even do the work.
You are absolutely right. I took the test. I said, I'm a campaigner. Let's go campaign.
No.
And then I moved on to whatever it was that I was doing.
Oh, my goodness.
But I think, though, that I still want to figure out if other women are doing these personality tests to people, because I think it's interesting.
Men, because a man
ain't no man doing it. That was the only man. That was the only man. That was the only man sending out personality tests. And you see that he ain't around right now. So listen, are you giving away personality tests as well? 404-981-6060. If you are a woman, because we know ain't no man doing it. If you are a woman and you have given away a personality test, or if you've received a personality test from another woman, that's the only way it's going to happen. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Or from a man.
No, it ain't happening from no man giving away. No man has time to do personality tests because he's trying to figure out if she gonna let him hit. Listen, 404
what?
981.
Oh no, you ain't gonna skate against that. No, ladies, y'all know I'm not about to let him. No. Personality test was given to me by a mutual friend, and from there I did see the importance of it as opposed to other ways outside of, you know, the natural way of getting to know somebody. And it was received well from very intelligent people that I have dated, that I gave that test to. They read it. They, you know, went through the paragraphs and the pages, and they said that, you know, they felt like that personality type was actually how they personality is. So it was like, okay, cool. And so then I was able to read it and get some insight. Well, and nothing happened from it.
After I read the details of my personality test, I'm going to post it online so that everybody can see it. Are you willing to post yours, Miss Kisa?
Yes, I will be posting mine as well. And if you received the personality test from me, please call or text your thoughts as well.
And if you did not receive the personality test from Kisa, then you know where your relationship stands. So yeah, we want to know. 404-981-6060.
All right. So, Je Vaughn.
Kisa.
Last week we talked about dating and how you are always wanting to save that woman who feels about men in a negative light. Yes. And the question was, you know, do you think that every woman that you date is the one for you? And that, you know, you should be saving every woman that you date.
What a great question. Did I say that though for real? Okay, let's see. I personally think that every woman who I talk to has potential. And I think that I go into a relationship or I go into dating with the expectation of things working out great, things turning out great, her being sane, her being able to deal with my quirks. I want all positivity to be in the atmosphere when I go into a new situation or if I'm trying to consider a new situation. So I think that I believe and positive energy going in, and once you see that energy isn't mutually going to be beneficial, then I try to run and get out of there as fast as I can before my tires get slashed.
So let me rephrase the question.
Yes.
Every positive woman that you date, do you feel like they are the one for you?
Ooh, that's even a better question. I think that I deserve positive, beautiful women, and or a woman. So you
want more than one woman.
Misspeak. This isn't
So you want to be living like King Solomon?
Well, you know what? Solomon though was a king. Never mind. No, he did have royal status, but no, I think that when I get into a situation with a beautiful, intelligent, funny woman, I think that I deserve that. And thus I embrace it and I try to make sure that it works. But at the same time, you can be beautiful, you can be smart, you can be funny, and you can be 3 levels of crazy. And I have to recognize that, you know what, maybe that ain't the one. So yes, I do believe that beautiful women or a beautiful woman should be, I keep saying women, I just keep making it plural, don't I? That's a Freudian thing. I do believe that I do deserve a beautiful, smart, funny woman who isn't crazy, and that if I fit what she's looking for, then there is no reason why things shouldn't progress and go to that next level.
Okay, so I definitely have at least 2 different comments about what you just said.
Ooh, let's do the second comment first and then the first comment third. What you thinking?
I'm thinking that everybody has crazy to them, but everyone also has different levels of crazy. So it depends on what level of crazy that person has to them that you can handle. Because some people are crazy or have a crazy way or have a craziness to them, but they're not like asylum crazy. So It just depends. So to me, for you to say you're looking for a woman that's not crazy.
3rd level crazy, that's what I said. I did
third
say
level. Okay,
crazy.
on the 3rd level. So the 1st and 2nd level you can handle. But when I get to that 3rd level, okay, so as long as you know that there's going to be like, you know, and when dealing with people, everybody has a level of craziness. Right. Okay, cool, got you. So I agree with that.
And again, I say that because I stay on 3rd level. So if somebody is hitting 3rd level with me, then we got to have a conversation. We got to see exactly what's going on as to why you're on my level. So I'm gonna need you just to be just a little bit.
So you think
a little bit less crazy.
So you don't think you're gonna attract somebody that's the same as you?
God, I hope not. I hope that is not my lot for life.
Oh my goodness!
Please, God, don't let that.
Maybe
be the
you
result.
need to bring your crazy level maybe a level down, and then maybe you'll start meeting women that are a level down crazy as well, so that you can even it out.
Ooh, I don't know if I can change for a woman. Let that silence resonate.
I have no comment to that, ladies. I have no comment to that, but just y'all see how men.
I will not edit out that silence.
I don't know if he's representing for the men or not.
Yes,
but
I am.
Listen,
all men.
You see that?
This is who we
are.
He
is not willing to change.
Not
y'all
at all.
better pay attention.
Not my level of crazy. I think that level of crazy is ingrained, which is why I can't ever fake it. So, like first date, first conversation, and you should be able to attest to this. Speaking to the microphone when you answer it, the person that I was when we first talked, had our first conversation, was pretty consistent throughout when we were talking. Yes or no, true or false, right or wrong?
I would say it was consistent with who you are. I mean, because you're being yourself. When you be yourself, you don't have to,
You preaching today, Doc.
Find out, who you want to be today and who you want to act like today. So when you're being yourself, however, for me, there are different layers of self or some depth to a person. Like there's definitely some depth to me. And so you can know one part of me and then there still be so much more to know. Like so much more to know. So everything you see or you get is not always going to be the case because there's so much more to me. That's all I can say. How
much should you show? And I know we're not going to have time for this one, but how much should you show then at the beginning? Should you be pretty much out there, hey, this is who I am, take it or leave it? Or should you build up so that they can gradually get accustomed to your crazy?
No, I feel like a person should be who they are. But I do feel like when you first meet somebody that a person is going to put their best foot forward, or they should be putting their best foot forward. And I think what happens with people is that they try to change who they are to what they want the other person to want them to be and be that person. And then as time progresses and you get into different areas with that person, you see a different side or you see them responding in a different manner than how they responded before. And then it causes issue for a future relationship or, a future anything with that person. But for me, I do believe in being myself. So I'm always myself. However, there's different levels to me. So it's just like, the other level we may not be at that point for the other level. So right now, we're getting to know each other. We're talking, we're sharing. I know when me and you had dated, we both shared about our past experiences in life. Both of us has been married before and had experience. So we both shared those things with each other. So I don't think that, I was showing you a different person or you were showing me a different person. I just think that there's more to a person than what you just see when you're on a date with someone.
I can definitely agree with that. And it's not that, let me see how I can put this and not make myself look so bad. I'm just not that deep. I don't think. Like, you've got your many different layers and, like you're like an onion and you're peeling layers and layers and layers. I'm like a banana. You take off the peel, there's that and that. Like, I try to be as revealing as I can. And of course, there is history that I have or experiences that I had that I'll share that might explain why I am the way that I am. But you ain't got to get to too many layers to get to the reason why.
Yeah. So, and let me clarify that. So say this layer right now, or the layer when we were talking. That's still a part of me. That person who I was is still who I am today. It's just, and I hope I'm not saying it wrong because I don't want it to be like it's having depth to you is different from having a wall up. So for me. Good. I don't have a wall up because when I decided to start dating, I did decide, when you make that decision, you have to come as a whole person. So as coming as a whole person, you do have to be open to the other person and open to getting to know a person and open to the relationship and whatever process that takes, whenever it comes. But for me, I just don't want people to think that it's the same thing as a wall. I don't have a wall up. I am very open. I think I was open when we chatted. I shared some things with you, some personal things with you. And I actually consider myself a private person. But I've learned that it's okay to share your life or your, past life with people. Not everybody, because not everybody can handle your story, but the person who I want to be with has to be able to handle my story, and they definitely have to be able to handle my story in the future, because, man.
But I think that goes back, I can see that smile on your face. I wish y'all could see the smile that she had when she thought about what she'd been through. That was deep. But my question, though, is how soon into the conversation, into the meet and greet, does somebody start getting that type of layer from you?
I think you should get it from the beginning.
I do too.
And so I think I shared that in the beginning with you. So when we had conversation, I wasn't like, oh, you know what, I don't want to talk about that, or you know what, that's too personal, or that's too deep. I openly shared. So for me, even though I have a lot of depth to me, I still openly shared from the beginning. So I think it should always be from the beginning, because you don't want to be one person in the beginning and then 3 months later, a whole different person, and the person looking like, dang, I don't even know who you is, because that ain't even who I met at the beginning. So,
right.
I get it, and I've experienced that, where sometimes I have dated men who have wanted to portray this other person, and then I'm a person that I like to be a little deep, as far as you cannot stay surface with me. So if you think you can stay surface with me, it's going to be an issue. We're not going to get along or whatever, or I'm not going to share because I don't feel like the other person is sharing. Mm-hmm. And they want to keep it surface. And when you're keeping it surface, you're trying to protect yourself or protect your feelings or protect from being hurt or whatever the case may be. But at that time, to me, I feel like at that moment, you're not ready to date or even be trying to be in no type of relationship with somebody if you feel you have to stay surface with somebody. Mm. There are some other issues going on that needs to be addressed. So even for me, you can't stay surface with me. So in my past, I have dated men who have tried to portray someone who they're not, thinking that, oh, this is the type of man that, she wants, and they don't even know. Mm-hmm. So they assume, like it's a lot of perception, and then, oh, I perceive that, she want a man that's like this and a man like that, and they don't even know.
They don't even know. They don't even know. How long do you give it, ladies and gentlemen? We want to know. 404-981-6060. How long is it until you start sharing? How long is it until you start wanting to share or hearing that other person share? How soon is too soon? First date? Third date? Give it a month? We want to know. 404-981-6060. Moving on to other things, and here's one of my favorite segments of the show. It's the meme of the week. We're gonna have to get like a sounder or like a meme of the week. No. Anyway, all right. So here's mine. My meme of the week is this: you don't marry the prettiest girl at the party. You marry the one that's yelling at the beer pong table because she's losing. That girl is going to raise winners, and you want your kids to be winners. Can I get an amen from the congregation? That is so deep, it preaches itself, but I'm going to go and decipher it. Can I say that word? Make it up? I'm going to make it up, decipher it. I'm going to break it down even further. Let me tell you something. When I go to my son's basketball game and he loses, we don't take participation medals or trophies.
Okay.
If we win, then we get that trophy and we set it to the side because that's what we came for. You know what I'm saying? We showed up to win. And the woman in my life, Holly, needs to understand, that we are winners in this house. You understand what I'm saying? You didn't come to show up just to get a participation trophy in my marriage. I'm just trying to say something. I just preached it. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that we are winners and we're going to act like winners. We're going to portray ourselves as winners. So if you're okay with mediocrity, if you're okay with just getting by in life, to just go through the motions, then maybe Javon Racel Martin isn't the one for you. But if you showed up to show out, glory, I'm needing a tithing and an offering right now. If you showed up to win no matter what, yes. So, I think we can do something.
So if you lose a game, does that mean that you are no longer a winner? Or does that mean that you just lost a game?
It means that my winning has been delayed, but not denied. We're going to come back again. Oh, we showing up again next week. Or the next day, or whenever the next game is, because we've got to win. We've got to prove to you that little temporary setback was just something that was in the atmosphere to remind us that we got to stay humble. But we're going to keep on winning.
But what about you and this woman? So you and the woman, what are y'all winning in?
Oh, we winning in life.
Okay.
We winning because we found each other.
Okay.
But we also I need you to be able to keep that same vigor at the middle of the relationship that you had at the beginning.
What?
Vigor. That vigor? You don't know what the vigor is?
Vigor?
Vigor.
Vigor.
Vigor. You was about to go clean, weren't you?
What?
That same.
I was going to say, you is tripping. I got you, vigor.
With
okay.
a V.
Okay, I got you.
Should women change their appearance on the next podcast? No. You better not change. The same hair you came in with is the same hair you... No, I'm just playing. You gotta have that same vigor. We just came up with 3 different new podcasts just off of your misunderstanding of my pronunciation of the word vigor. That's deep. What did your man say today?
Oh my God. He got my stomach hurting, y'all. So my meme that I picked for this week was never confuse what you're offered for what you're worth. Never confuse what you're offered for what you're worth. And basically, because I know you're going to ask, what does that mean?
You must know me.
What does that even mean? So for me, it means that just because somebody is offering you something doesn't mean that you have to accept it. Meaning that, so if they're, like you talked about mediocrity, if they're offering you a mediocre way of, I guess, having a relationship with you, a friendship with you, or whatever, you know, the ship is, if they're offering something that is not up to what you feel like your worth is, you don't have to accept it. I think sometimes us as women, sometimes we accept things that a man can offer or a man gives to us because we want the relationship, or we want him because he fine, he look good, he tall, he light skinned, he dark skinned, whatever the case may be. And so we accept whatever they're offered instead of thinking about, okay, what is my value and my worth, and what do I really need to receive from another individual when it comes to them being a part of my life. And I think that if we understand that there is a difference between what people sometimes try to offer to you and what you should be accepting based off what your worth is.
I ain't got nothing to add. That's perfect. I 100% agree. Don't just take it because it's offered. Make sure that you get what you want, what you need, what you can handle. Don't take on more than you can handle, because God won't give us more than we can bear. But sometimes we'll try to accept it anyway and just try to carry the weight. And then she ain't got no job and got 7 kids, and you trying to figure out how you're going to make it on your Uber salary. What am I talking about?
I have
no idea. I think that's a good place to end the show, though.
Yes.
But yeah, so I think that today was a good show. I think that we started off stronger than last week, but that's because you started the show. And then I think that we're going to end even stronger because you ended it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's show. We appreciate your support. Remember to share this podcast on your social media pages as well. And again, text your thoughts or questions to 404-981-6060. You can also leave your comments on our social media pages. I can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Strong Lady N.
And I'm Je Vaughn. That's Je Vaughn on Facebook, which is also under Gospel Music 1. So Gospel Music and the number 1 on Facebook. And GC Vessel on Instagram. GCVESSEL on Instagram. Please let us know what you're thinking.
Tune in next Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to hear our next episode.
You just listened to the Relationship Hotspot with Je Vaughn and Nikisa, the show where you get advice about dating from two people that have dated. We want to hear from you. Call or text the show at 404-981-6060. You'll be disconnected from the Relationship Hotspot in 3, 2, 1.